I'm grabbing my keys. I'm grabbing my beautiful little girl. Priya, say hello. Hi. I'm grabbing my dog. I'm headed to the studio. So we just got done. I mean, this is seconds removed from Jon Jones becoming. I was gonna say defending. I forget. I gotta constantly remind myself. Jon Jones wasn't champion, was he? They were fighting for a championship. So Jon Jones is now the heavyweight champion. Look, I would not make believe for you guys, right? Jon and I don't get along, but I feel it's relevant to point that out. Because I think about myself, whether this is accurate or not. You guys know me. Maybe I am wrong. But I think of myself as objective. Like, if you guys were in trouble, you had to go pick a jury, I feel like you'd want me on the jury. And not because I'm going to be lenient or I'm going to see it your way, but because I'm objective. I'm going to objectively be able to take a look at this and tell you what I saw. I have only been given one piece of advice ever by Joe Rogan. And when I got this and Joe said it to me, I never thought like I was going to be a commentator or I was going to be giving an analysis, talking to you guys, having an audience and covering the sport. But I remember what Joe said. And Joe said, if you're ever an announcer, say what you see and nothing else. And the point Joe was trying to make at this time had to do this around 2008. We were in a lobby bar of a hotel in Boston. It was just a light comment. Joe made it. He set it down. I picked it up, but I've always taken it with me. Sorry, guys, my radio popped on there. Here's the reference, though. A number of fight promotions had popped up over the years, and they'd hire announcers, and the announcers would try to sell some level of excitement to you, the audience. Oh my gosh, look at the thunderous punch in his right hand. He's looking to put people down. This is a world-class wrestling exchange. When it was just a dud. You two guys out there, man, they're putting the audience to sleep. Neither guy's memorable. The show sucks. You got two guys and they've ruined the show. And Joe's point was, you're better to say that to the audience. You are better to say to the audience, this fight is not living up to the hype. This fight is dull. You're better to say that if that is in fact what you see than to try to manufacture something to cover something or add to it. Why do I bring that up? This is remarkable what Jon has just done. It is remarkable. If Jon were to win a world championship tonight, any division, that is what a life's work, that is what somebody that had boldness and the courage to dream, it would be a shocking accomplishment. That's any weight class. For Jon to do what I just said in a division that he's never competed, it's very hard to think of the appropriate words to praise him enough. For Jon to do this at a weight class that he's never competed, he is the former youngest champion in UFC history. Tonight he became the oldest current number one contender, right? And what do we know about these expressions, right? These expressions stick around because they're true. Father Time is undefeated. Jon Jones is undefeated. Tell me about Father Time. Father Time just got it shoved up his ass. For Jon to do that and to take somebody down as skilled as Ciryl Gane, who is a former world champion, within a calendar year. That stat's about 3 weeks off. Don't think you have to correct me. It's really unbelievable. One takedown. He's fighting a great kickboxer, and Don doesn't just go out there with an urgency and take him down. I mean, don't forget what you just saw. Jon walked out there and tested the range, right? People love to tell you the last thing to go is your power. It might be. That might be true. I can't actually prove that. But I will guarantee you the first thing to go is your takedown. The first thing you will lose as a combat athlete is the takedown. You just lose the range. You lose the range, your knees start to hurt, your back starts to hurt. Wait, you gotta bend your knees, you gotta put some pressure on your back, right? You gotta change elevation. There's just things that you have to do with the takedown, not to mention the timing. But if you're not in the practice room enough, if you're not sacrificing enough, if you're not cutting weight, if you're letting your weight change, it's just one of these things. Jon comes out, he gets the takedown in the very first round. He smothers him. He tries to keep him off the fence. Ciryl works to the fence, which is the perfect thing to do. Jon covers both legs and hips in with elevation. That's what you're supposed to do. That is not what jiu-jitsu says, just so you understand. That is not the correct answer by the book of jiu-jitsu, what Jon Jones did tonight. Jon Jones covered both legs, he pushed his hips in, and he gained elevation. That might have looked simple to you, and it might sound easy as I say it. It requires incredible discipline. Whenever you're in a wrestling exchange, you're in what we call a scramble, right? There's some kind of wrestling action, but you're not sure who's winning. You look at it and go, oh, this is pretty close. Whoever's head is highest is winning. Just so you understand that. If you are in a wrestling exchange, no matter what it is, and the judges are to look at it, time runs out and they're forced to score that moment. Whichever athlete had his head higher than the opponent is the one who won. So for Jon Jones to go out and do that and look to smother him and put in a guillotine and make Ciryl quit, I mean, there's just a lot of things that are going on there. Submissions are always a threat. You get your oxygen cut off? Yes, sweetheart? Oh, okay. I'll run you in just a second. You get your oxygen cut off, you got to tap out, right? I mean, it's just what it is. Nobody would expect Ciryl Gane to have done anything else or pass out or risk. I will just share with you, from that position and for that technique to work, you have to also have an ingredient where the opponent wants out. This was not a complex situation. This was not an unbeatable moment. This was not a man that passed out. I'm not teasing Ciryl. I've been in there with Jon Jones. I understand what it's like. I understand that anxiety. But for that position to work at that point when you have that much energy, there must be an element where you want the fight to be over. And to understand that Jon Jones at 35 years old with 3 years off, never having competed in that weight class before, he could walk in, he could walk out last in a sold-out arena. He could walk out last on the heels of arguably the greatest female fighter ever being upset. He could compose himself, take care of business, and win a championship. I don't like him. Nothing's changed. The evil part of my heart where I wanted to see him fail tonight didn't get served. But if I tell the story any other way, then that was flat amazing. I'm simply not saying what I see.